have, what, 57 varieties of corn out here? 58?
56.
Yeah, right.
The cheat sheet shows you all the experimentals, which we'll be skipping through.
So I love to test. I love to bring in new varieties. There's a high predictability on these varieties as far as what we're probably going to launch, but I want to see everything that they're offering every year. So we fill up the plot, and I order tons of corn and bring it in. And sometimes you find a sleeper, and it gets released beyond the ones that you think you're going to release. And we also switched to a 16-row planter a few years back, so we went to 4-row entries instead of 6, which gave us more room to put a ton of corn in here. So we won't talk about every one. We'll try to hit the ones that we're selling and the highlights of those. This one here should have had a sign on it, a number on it. 2144 is the number. Yep. Before we dive into that, though, this plot was planted on
the 4th.
Oh, okay, yeah, May 4th.
Yep.
So we planted this plot on May 4th and went into good soil conditions. I did back the planting population down from 35,000 to 32,000 because we struggle, even though this is really good black dirt, there is some gravel veins underneath this plot, and some of them come right out to the front, and you'll see some sections of this plot where the front's burned up a little bit more, and that's not the hybrid's fault. It's just the gravel with the dry August, it ran out of water for a week or 10 days there. So, moving down to 32,000 probably fits what most guys are doing on their own farm. We have really nice ear development out here this year, very consistent, so really seeing a lot of the genetic potential. I think this is going to be a high-yielding plot. Since it's such a wide plot and the varying soil types, we don't use this for 100% yield confidence, but it is nice to see the differences in yield. And I use it for my research. I go through it from now until all season, but from now until harvest, I'll be peeling back ears and pinching stalks and taking disease notes. So it's a nice way for me to get more information.
Matt, is this the only research you've got going on the farm?
No, we have we buy into 4 or 5 small plots. We have one on our farm here, one in New Carlisle, Indiana, and then there's several others around northern Indiana that we buy into those plots, and then we get that data for research to pick new hybrids, new soybean varieties. We're also in the first trials in Michigan, northern Indiana, northwest Ohio. So that's a nice third-party, check against all the major companies that are trying to sell you corn or soybeans. So, and then in my own our own fields, our own production fields, we are stripping everything out, anywhere from 6 to maybe 12 hybrids, depending on the field size. And so we're constantly checking our existing hybrids with new stuff. So the new releases get real field experience before they make it out into the hands of you guys. So
your commercial crops pretty well in entire research.
Exactly. So, all right. 200 pounds of total applied nitrogen out here. We use pre-plant anhydrous with stabilizer, just so I don't have to try to turn and side dress this thing and run down corn. We're getting about 15 to 20 units in the starter and 60 units with the herbicide. That's 28. And no potash because it's super high potash. So we do have some micronutrient deficiency in corn. And we're putting down sulfur and micros in our starter as well. So